Hello, I'm Wendy Mann-Resnick, and look who's back!
It's me, David Robine, and it's great to be back on Suncoast FYI. The acclaimed Aerial Quartet is touring our area in May, and Elizabeth Power is here to tell us more.
Then David gives us a full report on Orioles spring training.
Yes, I will, and we'll hear from Susan Short and Leah May, and something called the sophisticated Strut.
And real estate attorney Casey Colburn is in the house.
That's all coming up next on Suncoast FYI.
Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. As part of the Perlman Music Program, Suncoast Education Outreach Program, the acclaimed Aerial Quartet is touring Sarasota and Manatee County schools the first week in May. And Elizabeth Powers is the executive director of the Perlman Music Program on the Suncoast.
The Perlman Music Program, Suncoast Educational Outreach Program, brings acclaimed musicians into area schools 3 times a year. Tell us what they do at the schools.
Absolutely. Well, we do 2 different things. First off, 5th and 6th grade students actually receive an interactive performance, and it helps to recruit students and also inspire students. Perhaps I'd like to try playing music.
Absolutely.
And then we go into the orchestra classes of middle school and high school, and so this year alone we have reached 23 schools and about 4,000 students.
That's terrific. Really great. Really exposing. First of all, we talked before we went on the air,
Yes.
to have Yitzhak Perlman part of this community, even for a short time,
Absolutely.
is truly a wonderful, wonderful experience.
It truly is. And the Aerial String Quartet, they studied with Mr. Perlman. So it's really quite remarkable. It's the next generation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a winter residency program, if I understand.
Correct.
And the students stay at USF, Sarasota Manatee.
That is
Talk
correct.
to us about that. When are the dates for that?
Absolutely. We're going to be starting up this year. The students will be flying in on December 19th.
Great.
And then we will start our public programs around the Sunday. I believe that's the 22nd. And we'll run until January 4th.
Wonderful.
So, daily free events, rehearsals, recitals. Can't miss it.
Terrific. And tell us about the Aerial Quartet. Are they Perlman, like, alumni?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
tell us how that all works.
Wonderful. They are a young string quartet. They're in their mid-20s. They were found, if you will, by one of the faculty members of the Perlman Music Program in Israel. And they were brought to the Perlman Music Program on Shelter Island, which is a summer program. And then from there they came down and were a part of our winter residency. So we've known them for quite a number of years. They're very dynamic. So.
Let me ask, how are the students found? Is it an audition system throughout the country, or
It's actually international.
International, wow.
And it's
Terrific, wow.
Students submit a DVD online. Or actually, nowadays it's no longer DVD, you just upload.
Right.
And it's really quite remarkable. The students know how to do this.
Modern technology.
I don't.
And it's the students are invited back year to year. Once they are in, it's non-competitive. So there are not many openings. The competitiveness is getting into the program.
Oh, I
How
would
long do they
imagine.
stay in that program?
Well, they may join when they're 12 or 13 years old, and they can stay through age 18 and then come back as an alumni in the chamber music program, which also takes place during the summer. And then alumni, or actually participants in their Littles program, ages 12 to 18, and also the chamber music program are invited to the winter residency. So we get a little bit of all.
It sounds like you run the whole gamut of youth too. So
Absolutely.
you start with little ones and
Yes.
right through high school pretty much.
They're really remarkable, yet you wouldn't hear it from how they perform. It's really
I'm
spectacular.
sure. I'm sure. Well, they have a good teacher.
They do, and Mrs. Perlman, Toby Perlman, is really the mother hen, and she really makes sure this flows and serves their individual artistic needs. So.
Well, we only have a few seconds left, so
Absolutely.
can tell us quickly I know they're free concerts,
Yes.
but do people have to reserve seats or tickets for those?
Well, we actually have some concerts coming up. The Ariel String Quartet are in town the first week of May. So May 4th, we're going to be at Venice Church of the Nazarene, 7 p.m. No tickets necessary, but you have $5 advance tickets on our website if you'd like. We also have May 6th, 7 p.m., we have a special event that's educationally based at Polo Bar and Grill. So we would love to have you
great.
come out in the ballroom. It's open and free to the public, no tickets necessary.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both. I appreciate it. It's been a very informative moment. Next up, David Rovine for Suncoast FYI. He'll be talking about the Orioles spring training, so stay with us.
We're back on Suncoast FYI. Our regular viewers may have noticed David has been pretty much MIA for a number of weeks. No, he didn't have work done, but he still looks pretty great. And he didn't win the lottery, unfortunately. David was working very hard to make the Orioles spring training the very best for all of us baseball fans. And so we're glad we're interviewing you today.
Well, thank you. It's great to be interviewed. You know,
Where have you been?
Where have I been? I've been hanging out at Ed Smith Stadium all through February and March. We had over 120,000 people come to the stadium to see Baltimore Orioles spring training baseball. I'm the new vice president of the Orioles in Sarasota, and it's a thrilling position. I'd like to tell you that I talk to Buck Showalter every day, change the lineup, tell Adam Jones how he should be choking up on the bat, but that's not really what I do. My job is to make sure that the Orioles are well represented in the Sarasota County community, that we support Sarasota 365, and in fact, we've got a program of Sarasota 365 which demonstrates our inclusion in the community.
And so tell us about the community and how you guys have been involved.
Well, I think the Orioles have done some really great things, truly. Some projects that really are near and dear to my heart that I enjoyed. One was called the Big League Reader, and that was a partnership with the Sarasota County Public Libraries. And if a student read 2 or more books in the month of February, they got 2 free tickets to come to any Orioles game. And we had over 176 kids who participated in that and read those books. We're helping to fight illiteracy in the marketplace.
Isn't that nice? Now, I know that the Orioles are also involved in some other programs in the community, like the Miracle League.
Miracle League is one of our biggest investments. We are co-partnering that with the Pirates in Bradenton, and it's really baseball for handicapped folks of all handicaps.
And all ages.
And all ages. It's a very unique field. A very special substance is on the ground, and I wish I really knew all the technical terms, but whether you're in a wheelchair, a walker, or can run, it's a perfectly smooth surface and a very soft surface, yet the participants can enjoy running the bases, hitting the ball, catching the ball, the full gamut of baseball, and it's really, really
And I know
a great
the Bird
program.
was out there for the first day, so that was really great.
Got to have the Baltimore Bird out there every time. We also support the Boys and Girls Club. We have these free baseball clinics. Again, youth is so much a part of what the Orioles want to do, want to turn young people on to baseball. Boys and Girls Clubs had a free clinic with major and minor league players, coaches, again, hitting, batting, fielding, pitching. We had one this past Saturday, and a mother wrote to us because her son said, "That was the best day ever." You know, we forget what
nice?
type of experiences that young people have and how lasting they are in their lives. So it was a great experience.
And I also understand you're working with Virginia Haley from the Visit Sarasota County program. So tell us, in our few seconds we have remaining, tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. Well, the Orioles want to make sure that this is a give and take relationship between the Mid-Atlantic region and Sarasota, and that the Orioles are driving visitation to Sarasota. So Visit Sarasota County has over $1 million worth of television spots that are run on the television network that belongs to the Orioles when they show the game. So people through 7 different states in the Mid-Atlantic regions see the beauty, the wonder, all the great things that Sarasota has to offer on a regular basis. Visitation has increased dramatically.
Heads in beds.
Heads in beds.
And so what do you have coming up for, what are your plans for like the year when the Orioles are not in spring training? What's
Well, and
going on
again,
over
that goes
there?
back to Orioles 365. It's multidimensional. We do a lot of things. The goal is to utilize Ed Smith Stadium, so we're talking with the arts groups. We want to bring them out there for performances. We'd like to have concerts. We'd like to have festivals, special events. The goal is to keep Ed Smith Stadium busy 12 months out of the year.
We're glad you're back. We're glad you're over at the Orioles and at Smith Stadium. Thank you for this wonderful interview, David. Next up on Suncoast FYI, Susan Short and Leah Mayer are here with news of the sophisticated Strut. But first, the latest from SNN Local News. Don't go away.
Well, we're back on Suncoast FYI. Susan Short is the owner of Family Beautiful magazine, and Leah May is Director of Development and Communications for UCP of Southwest Florida. And you're both here, I know, to talk about something very unique, something upcoming called the Sophisticated Strut. Tell us more.
Well, the Sophisticated Strut is going to be at the Ritz-Carlton Members Club on the Sunset Terrace.
Perfect.
It's April 26th, which is next Friday. It's 11:30 to 1:30, and it's a fantastic concept because it combines the idea of art, fashion, style, great lifestyle, fine dining, entertainment, and it's all for United Cerebral Palsy.
Sounds great.
Yay! And so tell us, Leah, first of all, welcome, ladies. We're glad you're here
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
So tell us, Leah, what is United Cerebral Palsy and who do they serve?
So we serve individuals with all types of disabilities, not just CP. We serve over 125 individuals in our adult day training program, which is located in Bradenton. And we are so grateful to be the beneficiaries of this amazing new event.
That's terrific.
It's wonderful.
Tell us a little bit about the entertainers and what's going on there.
We have Steve Arvey and Rebecca Bird. They're both internationally known, talented musicians. They're actually a couple, but they don't always play together. So we're really honored that they're coming out actually in the afternoon because a lot of entertainers really don't like to do afternoon gigs. So they're making a special exception for UCP because they're very charitable. And Steve Arvey is fantastic. He's blues, he's rock and roll, and Rebecca is this beautiful blonde woman who sings, and they have this wonderful energy, and it's just great, and we're really excited to have live entertainment at a luncheon. Very rarely do you see live entertainment at a luncheon, so we've got that going on, and they're actually going to be doing the background music for the fashion show as well.
Super.
And so, first of all, it sounds like a great event. And this
Thank
is
you.
at the Rich Beach Club.
At the Beach Club
it's on
on
Lido.
Lido Key, exactly.
Okay, so what is the Heart's Desire Boutique? Is that's where the fashions are coming from?
The fashions are coming from Heart's Desire, and it's an art fashion boutique in a renovated old home in the downtown Village of the Arts in downtown Bradenton. I don't know if a lot of your viewers are familiar with that area, but they're doing a lot of gentrification, and it's a really, really beautiful gem. It's similar to Towles Court or Burns Court. So she's got her unique, she's a designer. Vicky Rallo is a designer. She's a jewelry designer and a clothing designer. So she's got designs that are very artistic, yet trendy, yet wearable. So she considers it wearable art, but it's something that you can wear every day or for a special occasion. And it's for younger women as well as older women. It's not just for little skinny younger women that are 18 years old.
glad to hear
I don't want to scare anybody off. So it's stuff that everybody can wear. And it's going to be tropical, beach inspired as well.
Well, terrific. And so we have only a few seconds left. So tell us how they get tickets.
You can get tickets by calling Heart's Desire Boutique, and the number, in case everybody wants to know, it's 302-1069. 302-1069. They can also find it on the UCP website.
Yes.
They can actually find it on Facebook. There's an Eventbrite site for that. It's Sophisticated Strut. We don't actually have a website because we're working with Heart's Desire, and we're also working with UCP.
Okay, so I would just quickly tell us what the UCP website is, Leah, so if they can find it.
www.ucpsarasota.org.
Great. Okay, so it's next Friday, April 26th.
Yes.
11:30.
11:30 to like 1:30 or about, or 1
To
o'clock?
1:30, but we invite the guests, and the Ritz-Carlton Members Club invites the guests to spend the entire afternoon at the beach club. And it's the most beautiful location. It's sublime. It's not hot, believe it or not, even though it's on the Sunset Terrace. We vetted the whole area at different times of the day,
Well,
and
great.
it's beautiful.
Well,
So-
thank you so much for being here today. And if you want to get tickets to this fabulous event, Sophisticated Strut, just go to the UCP website or go to Heart's Desire Boutique and you can call them. So thanks so much for being here, ladies. It's great to see you, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. Casey Colburn is a Suncoast real estate attorney and part of a team here at SNN Local News producing a hot new show called Get Real Estate on the Suncoast. So welcome, Casey. We're glad you're here. Tell us about the show.
Glad to be here. Well, we'll be airing weekly for 30 minutes. It's an advertising-supported show, so we'll be featuring a paid client, and our intent is to cater to the client, focus on their business, and showcase what they do. The show will air live on Thursdays at 7 p.m. and it'll be rebroadcast on Saturdays at 9 a.m.
That's great.
Fun.
Why do you think the timing is right for a show like this?
Well, the market is coming back, and one of the things that we're going to do is feature those players in our community that are really the bedrock of our economy. Everything in our economy is tied to the real estate market, whether you're in the arts business, whether you're in the home furnishing business, whether you're in the media business.
Sure.
It's about the people coming to the community and living in the community. So this is our part of showcasing the people that are actually putting the rest of us back to work.
Interesting. And so who are some of your guests that you're going to be having on?
First of all, we're going to start with a featured guest, Neil Communities, who is opening a brand new,
Absolutely.
A brand new development down in Venice called Grand Palm. So the entire segment is going to be dedicated to that project. And then my segment at the end of the show, the Ask the Lawyer, the questions that we've been getting sort of relate to the regulatory regime, the 2050 plan, if you've ever heard of that. And how that relates. Neil's project is the first project to be approved and built under Sarasota County's 2050 plan.
Now, the show is going to be live, and I understand you're going to be taking live questions, which is always a risk, but what type of questions do you anticipate, or what can people ask you?
Well, it's the great thing about it is they won't be live questions, so I will not be dispensing.
There you go.
I will not be dispensing
Free advice.
free legal advice live on TV.
Smart, very smart.
My malpractice carrier, if you're watching,
There you go.
please take note of that. But the point is not to give free legal advice over TV, but.
Sure.
What we're going to do is try to feature other people in our community that have relevant questions that you're reading about in the paper, you may be hearing people talk about, and how they relate to issues that everyday people face or the business people face, whether it's regulation, whether it's contract provisions, whether it's whether you should use a lawyer or not. Those are things that are important for anybody doing business in real estate in the community.
Absolutely.
And
definitely.
how does the show or anyone actually benefit from having a real estate attorney sort of on board?
Well, it's always great to ask a lawyer why you need a lawyer. But,
Exactly.
But actually, when Candace called me about the opportunity to be on the show, what went through my mind was all those times that I hear people say, oh, well, you don't need a lawyer for that, or you don't need a lawyer for that. A lot of these people are the people that end up calling me after the fact and saying, well, I wish I'd called you before.
Well, Casey, I think the timing is absolutely right. I wish you the best on the show, and I'm going to call and ask a question.
I'm really looking forward to it.
So, but thanks again. Best of luck on the show.
Thank
as
you
I
very
say.
much, and
We'll be
break a
right.
leg.
Absolutely, we'll be right back in just a moment. Well, that's the show for today. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, if you'd like to promote your business or event on Suncoast FYI, just call our sales department at 941-361-4223. I'm David Rovine.
And I'm Wendy Mann-Resnick, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.